Hi guys, I've already done a video on phase one with my marks when the marks were released, and this is phase two and interview related sources strategy video. This is a personal take on my attempt at RBI 2021, which had a changed format this time for phase two with objective and subjective questions in place, and also interview weightage was increased. Uh, so Here are my phase 2 marks and interview marks. As you can see, I have scored 68.25 in ESI, Economic and Social Issues. In English, it's 69. In F&M, it's 85.75. Uh, to be frank, I didn't expect to score very this high in F&M, though the paper was easy. F&M paper, objective paper was easy. So probably that is the reason I could score 85.75. I was expecting better performance in English, but I think the 69 score reflects my lack of any kind of attempt to practice English papers. Mm, ESI is decent for the attempt that I given. So, as you can note, I am an OBC. I belong to OBC category and have scored total of 241, right? In total, including phase two and interview, and I missed my cutoff by 0.25 marks. So, which is very sad. As you can see, phase two marks are one of the highest. If I remember correctly, 223.75 is the highest score in phase two. 223.5 is the other score that is there, and the next is 223 that I have got. So it is among the top three scores for 2021 in phase 2. So I think this video would be make more relevant to you for phase 2, not for interview. I scored one of the lowest marks in interview, so you should skip it. I just place my transcript in this video so that you can have a look at it, but don't take any learnings from it. So this video would try to cover the sources, the strategy, and what worked and what could have been done better regarding phase 2 preparation and also for interview. So as you can see, ESI sources, one thing that favored me was I was already having notes of current affairs because of my UPSC background. If you don't have it, you can ask it from friends. Don't buy a lot of material. And Vision IAS, it is out there. Forum IAS, you need to ask your friends and get the current affairs. What is good about the Forum IAS current affairs classroom notes? They are like 2 or 3 pages notes on each topic. They basically have a quote, they basically have a data, they basically have the different dimensions on the topic, complete analysis on the topic. So you have to choose the relevant topics that are as per RBI syllabus, and only refer to them. So having these quotes, people to quote, data to quote, and the different dimensions, that will help you very well in writing even subjective answers. So basically, Forum IAS, Vision IAS sources are like the foundation for the relevant current affairs or the questions that are asked in ESI, right? But the most learning happens, as you can see in the video throughout, that it is from the practice itself, because the kind of questions that are asked in UPSC or the other exams and RBI are completely different, and that is why it is better to go for lot of practice. I have practiced from Practice Mock, Bankers Adda, Olive Board, wherever I could get free source, and also I paid for Olive Board and Practice Mock. Uh, so they help you a lot. And regarding ESI, the most important thing would be tree diagram, having a tree diagram for each topic, and some basic data like health. If it is related to health, education, etc., you need to have some basic data to quote in the subjective these things. So if you take ESI, objective part mostly you learn it from practice, and subjective part you learn it by referring to these sources, Forum, Vision, and having a tree diagram and having basic data about the topics that are covered in the RBI syllabus. Next is English. I didn't prepare anything extra, and I also most of the time skipped English exams. So if you want to do preparation for this part, you have to go for practice. I am not a good guide to tell you what to do in English because I didn't do it myself. Finance. Finance and management I've divided into two slides. So first finance. I tried to cover EduTap course, whatever the topics are there. Just go through. Summary notes are also fine. Videos are not required much of the time. I only refer to summary notes. Right, going through each topic of finance is very important, and having a conceptual clarity is very important. Prasanna Chandra also I didn't refer many. I referred only the basic chapters, right? So what helped me most in finance is basically again the practice, because the easy ones, especially the section one of objective, they were the easy ones. They were mostly covered from different sources through practice, right? Again, the practice sources are same, which I mentioned earlier. Uh, Now as you can see, I got 85.75. So in finance I have attempted all the questions in objective, because now I'll tell you that in strategy slide I'll share with you uh, the very important part of strategy, that is giving the exam itself. There I'll tell you why I attempted 30 out of 30 in finance, right? That helped me. So mostly finance sources, as you can see, I didn't refer much. And but I tried to cover end to end of it, right? So if you ask me what are the main things that are relevant from RBI perspective, it is it is um, very few chapters are there. Like I remember risk management to be one chapter which was most important, then time value of money and some basic stuff, right? uh, Maybe I'll try to put up my friend has given me a priority list, like these are the topics that you need to cover both for finance and management, right? I'll try to share it with you as a PDF. Nothing much here. Management sources. No, management is the one part which I was very confident going forward, because my preparation started with that, and I could finish this this management part of syllabus within one day. I just sat and make the notes out of EduTab, whatever they have taught, mostly in a diagrammatic manner, uh, and you need to remember the names, right? So these diagrams, flowcharts, and the names, that is the basic stuff for management. Please go through EduTab course. That is more than enough for management. And we do have to practice a lot, because the type of questions that are asked in the exams are pretty standard. They can only ask only specific type of questions from a particular theory. They don't ask beyond that. Now most important part is the strategy again for phase 2. So strategy was 6 to 8 hours of notes making for management. That was one day work that helped me clear off my mind for management. So that helped me conquer the easy part first, right? Then I went for almost not 5 days, to be exact. It is more than 5 days. It is 10 days for finance, and I didn't give much time to ESI because of my UPSC background. So just the 5 days for it. And practice, I practiced a lot for sure, because it is only through practice I could understand the kind of questions that could be asked, the kind of data I need to remember. For example, there are a lot of government schemes which we mug up. There are books, particular sources dedicated to government schemes and all for ESI. I didn't do any of that. I tried to look at practice. I tried to do practice, and I tried to go through Cloud Affairs. Cloud Affairs helped me a lot, because they highlight the relevant data that is needed for a particular scheme or related to particular current affairs. That helped me a lot. And appearing for exam, this is the most important thing. I think that came with practice, is that I do a lot of practice, and in that practice I try to learn from mistakes, and I try to also understand which topic I am good at guessing and which topic I'm not. Even if I don't know the question, I don't leave it. I take a calculated risk, depending on the practice that I've learned. For example, if there was a management question, and I don't know anything about it, I would still attempt it, because in my practice I've seen that management questions of done by me are usually right. So try to take calculated risk, attempt most of them. Finance I've attempted 30 out of 30. ESI I've attempted 29 out of 30, the objective ones, right? Uh, 29 or 28 if I remember rightly for ESI. So you have to attempt higher and higher, but that should be done only after doing a lot of practice. Okay, so practice is very important. And second thing, which is a very minor thing, it might sound childish, but it is the most important thing that helps me calculate, that helps me concentrate. Basically, I read out a lot aloud in the exam hall so that I can hear my voice myself. Or I just, if someone just says okay, don't make noise, I try to just move my lips at least so that I remain concentrated on the paper itself. And this helps me a lot because I don't get tensed when I don't get an answer. I just move forward. So the second point is the most important thing. If you all can do, that is better. And the subjective part, what worked in my favor with respect to subjective part is that whenever there was a question, you need not have to know 100% or all the dimensions of it, or you may not even write all the dimensions of it, but there should be a relevant reasoning for that question while answering that question. Uh, uh, so following IBC approach, that is introduction, body, conclusion, right? And then in body, expanding it into different dimensions, uh, would do the trick. And how to write an essay? I was not very good with writing part and essays particularly. Um, but I improved over time. And what was the most important suggestion that was given to me to improve essay is to write it in your own way. I mean, don't follow IBC approach, or don't follow any other tricks or tips that you see in the videos. All those don't matter first time you're writing an essay. They do matter eventually, but first time when you're writing an essay, try to write on a topic which you are well aware of, and try to write it in a way that you are comfortable. Like for example, my way of writing anything is conversational. I really like to read any conversational articles, or also write in a very conversational manner, as if I'm speaking to someone, right? the Now when you speak to someone, you are usually very conscious about what is being told and what is being understood by that other person. So if I would say, you also should probably look at essay in a conversational point of view. You are trying to convince the other person why this essay content that you have written is coherent, consistent, and is trying to address the subject matter that is asked in the essay topic, right? Essay or questions. Now, moving forward from there, you can then adapt to IBC approach, where there are some tips and tricks, like you need to give a context in introduction. You need to broadly. Now when it comes to body, usually people try to only expand two dimensions, different dimensions, economic, etc., etc., and all. But the depending on the topic, if a topic is asking you to convince about something, then you might write different angles. But if the topic is trying to is a topic that can have both the sides, then you should be able to write arguments and counter arguments also, and also some sort of conclusion. Next. So what worked in my favor? Definitely notes making helped me a lot. I didn't prepare any notes for ESI particularly. If I could have done that for it, it would have helped. But management notes definitely helped me. Finance notes definitely helped me. And I practiced a lot. That definitely helped me. And the background, definite general background in UPSC, so that I understand the topic broadly. That definitely helped me in my subjective part. I didn't practice a lot, much for the subjective part of the exam. So it's my luck, to be frank, that because of my background in UPSC, I could elaborate more on a topic than rest. What could be done better? Yes, I was definitely going to the exam. It was a highly stressful period, very less time to prepare, and I was not sure how to prepare for it. So, and FM was quite new for me, so I focused more on FM. That made me focus less on ESI. So I was eventually very underconfident going to the exam with respect to ESI. Um, I didn't had much information about the schemes, etc., etc. Whatever I had was whatever limited sources I have referred to and whatever practice I have done. So practice made me basically understand what kind of questions will be asked, what kind of information will be asked, and also UPSC background did give me little background about each and every topic. It was not like something was the question was completely new to me. Every question I have read it somewhere at some point of time during my UPSC preparation. So that definitely helped me. So having I definitely I can conclude that having a wide reading, right? Having a wide reading and taking some longer amount of time for preparation will definitely help. Like for 4 5 months or 6 months of preparation for RBI would definitely help if you are not from UPSC background. Those from UPSC background, I think the most important thing we need to understand is that where we are overconfident and underconfident. These are the things that matter a lot. And English, I neglected it. Please do practice. Uh, because what is the difference is that we are writing the subjective part in ESI and F&M, and English is more or less like that. So what is the difference is that grammatical errors do happen while you are writing in while you are writing for English paper, and that are neglected in ESI and FM, but not while they check your English paper. So I think that is the reason I got little less marks in English than expected. So here is my interview transcript, interview experience. My mind was average, I should say, and I have put up this interview transcript. So as you can see, this is a brief about my background, and to the left you see the questions that are asked by chairman. I wouldn't discuss much about interview because my marks are very less. You can just go through these screens. There is not much I can share with you on this. So this is member one questions, member two questions, and the member three questions. You can pause the video and you can check the questions if you want, right? So why, based on introspection, like why my interview marks were low? Definitely confidence. I am usually not a guy who easily opens up in the first instant. I do take some time. So that is reflected as low in confidence when there are social situations or interview like kind of situations. It is reflected as low in confidence. So people who have such a problem, they do have to give a lot of mock interviews and be open, like maybe talking to more and more people who are outside your regular friends family. That will help a lot. You need to move around a lot, talk to more and more people, attend more and more gatherings. Yeah, this is especially for people like me who take some time to open up. Second, yeah, work related questions. I am still working in an edtech startup. That's a beautiful field actually to present my profile, and we have done a lot of good work there. But I was focusing more on RBI related functions, what RBI does, and what are the current affairs part of it. That I a bit I did my homework there in work related questions, but I think a bit more on how I present my answers would have helped me a lot. And some quick thinking, some quick footed thinking during the interview would have helped me gain the brownie points, especially when it came to work and experience related questions. Third is ability to connect. Yeah, the first and three. Third is basically my personality, so that takes time. So I was not able to maybe connect well with the interview board. See, this is introspection again. When things go bad, we tend to point out. But I think this pointing out will help to those people who can, uh, who have time, right, and who feel that they have such issues but need not. To be frank, I don't introspect this much. This introspection is basically for this video. Otherwise, there is no need because it's just a competition. Sometimes you are in, sometimes you're out. This time, I'm out. So the next is biodata. Yeah, this definitely is one of the things where I didn't feel anything extra in biodata. Very, very basic minimal stuff. So I had a lot of explaining to do in the interview. So while filling the biodata, please make sure that you definitely include your extracurriculars, your achievements, however small they might be, right? It gives them an easy way to score you better, to know you better, to ask you very targeted questions, and you can guide the interview well. Yeah, impressions. Yeah, these are the when you enter an interview, the first impressions do matter, and they taking up chances by yourself, taking up initiative by yourself in the first few minutes, being proactive in the first few minutes would would make a difference, I guess. So these are the key takeaways from my RBI phase 2 and interview experience. I hope it made some sense to you. Do comment. Bye.